Alaikum and welcome to Titli's Busy Kitchen with me, Titli. I like duck and I like cherries and I like duck with cherries even more. Let's start with the duck. This is a 2 kilo duck, or just over 4 pounds. I've washed him inside and out. I'm just going to go over and pull off any feathers towards the end there. Then I'll cut off this big lump of scroggy neck. There. And the other thing to do is to cut off the very end of the wingtip. There's no meat on this, so it just gets in the way. Slice that through with a good sharp knife. Do the same on the other side. Now I'm going to dry the duck thoroughly with either a tea cloth or some kitchen paper. Roasting a duck is actually really very simple. You don't need to stuff them, and the concept is that you roast them until all the fat has come out of the duck and you're left with a crisp skin and cooked meat. Dry baby's bottom as well. When it's all nice and dry, tuck in the parson's nose, fold over any scroggy flesh at the front. Now we need to prick the skin all over with something sharp, particularly around all the fatty bits. You just want to pierce the skin, not the flesh underneath. So a series of little holes all over the breast. Right, that's one nicely perforated duck. Now we need a baking tray with a wire rack, so that when the fat runs out of the duck, it collects in the bottom of the tray and the duck isn't sitting in its own fat. Pop the duck on the tray, season with black pepper and lots of salt. This will help the skin be nice and crispy. Now we're going to pop this into the oven at 220 degrees C. After 20 minutes, turn the temperature down to 180 degrees and continue to cook the bird for another 1.5 hours. From time to time, remove the duck from the oven and pour off the fat, because you can use this to roast your tatties. Then pop the duck back in the oven. After 1.5 hours, the duck should be lovely and brown, and we can check that it's cooked by sticking a skewer into the meat and looking at the juices that come out. If the juices run clear, as these seem to be, then the bird's cooked. Now transfer it to a plate and leave it to stand for 20 minutes before carving. For the cherry sauce, I've got 450 grams of fresh cherries, but you can use canned cherries or even dried cherries if you want. 150 ml of alcohol-free red wine, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of vinegar and a stick of cinnamon. If you've got fresh cherries, then the first thing you're going to need to do is to pit the cherries. Take the stones out. It's a bit like dealing with an avocado, really. And now I've got 400 grams of stoned cherries, some cherry pits and the stalks. You know, there are contests all over the world to see how far people can spit cherry stones. But personally, I prefer the machine gun competition. Smoking. Put the cherries in a pan, together with the red wine and the cinnamon stick, then bring to the boil. Once it comes to the boil, cover and simmer gently for 30 minutes. After about half an hour, your cherries will be lovely and soft. So now we can add in the sugar and the vinegar. Mix them in. Now simmer the sauce uncovered for another 5 to 10 minutes, just to let the sauce thicken up a bit. Oh, this is looking nice. Now I'm going to fish out the cinnamon stick. Now if you want to have a smooth sauce, you can press this through a sieve, but I like mine like this. Delicious roast duck with a cherry sauce. So if you like duck and you like cherries and you want to have a bit of fun spitting cherry stones, try this recipe. Join me next time in Titli's Busy Kitchen with me, Titli. Until next time. Khuda Hafiz. Khuda